Alright, hello everyone today. I know I just moved that stream to the weekend, but I got bored. So, we are going to be building the All-Star Race track. Fans decide. So, yeah, do I have ideas? Kind of. But yeah, now I still have to approve of everything, so you guys just can't make something absolutely ridiculous, but if you have an idea, put it down. We could use it. So that's kind of how this is going to end up going. Yeah. So the first decision we need to make is where should track be located? Actually, I'll put up a Q&A for that, but or something, whatever I can do. But basically, fans are deciding this one. So let me do that real quick. Sign in. Open the web browser. Okay. Never mind, I thought... well, you might be able to. Hold on. Where should the track be located? And then if this works the way I think it does... yeah, okay, good. So, this track can be literally anywhere. We can put it in a normal location like a city in the US. We can put it in space. We can put it in my basement. I don't care. We can put this track wherever we wish to put this track. And yes, and Bloxy, don't worry, your car was not added first. They were all added at the same time. So there's your field of 40, which, by the way, we have to elect, I believe, 12 to go home. So we'll figure that out when the time gets here. We will, yeah, we will figure that out. So my basement. Wait, hold on. I just want to make sure this is working. Hold on. Is that actually just how that works? Or that's not the right thing. That was wild. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's working. I mean, I can put your all-star car into the game if you want. I mean, it might take a minute, but I can do that. The decorations is gonna have to be wild here for the my basement. Definitely not gonna be exact, but where do we put the track is what we need to decide first. My suggestion would be to get to a new market. We can launch it somewhere out in the galaxy or whatever. But yeah, we can do whatever. Next race Friday, but it's gonna be at Acre MI. So get some practice laps in there if you want. I just updated it too, so you should have all the schemes and stuff. But yeah. In the meantime, also but I was just gonna mention that if you want schemes, talk to Bloxy. Bloxy is now in charge of the schemes because I just don't have the time to build the tracks and make the schemes. So I might be able to make a few schemes here and there, but if you need a scheme, talk to Bloxy. He's the guy making schemes. I put him in charge. So he is. But Bloxy's now in charge of the schemes. So yeah, if you want me to make this scheme, it's gonna take a while. If you want a scheme immediately, talk to Bloxy. I got a list of like 40 schemes I gotta make. Not actually, it's like 7, but 8 now with Angela's, but still. I got a list forming. Ploxy, you don't remember that conversation. Alright, whatever. All right, seriously, where do we put where do we put the track at? Is our first question again. Can put it absolutely anywhere. We can put it in space, like the WRA tracks. We can put it in the ocean. We already have a track in the ocean planned for 2026. Well, I mean, I guess this year in the WRA as well, but you know. Yes, I need you guys, since the drivers, fans, they're deciding this. We need to know where this track is going to be located. Fine. Oh, gosh. Are we agreeing on Fontana? How many places are named Fontana? Fontana, California? Fontana, North Carolina? Where are we going? Banana, where are we putting this all-star track? Like I said, we could put it in space, normal place in the U.S., my basement, I don't care. Where's this track based? We could put him. We'd be Hot Wheels if it is the basement, but that's besides the point. Fontana, California. Anybody else want the track anywhere but Fontana, California? Because that North Korea. Oh gosh, we are. You know, I was gonna try to get this thing. I was like just starting to like fully get ready to commercialize this league, so we can do that. And then Banana comes up with North Korea. You know what? Whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. Those are two options of California and North Korea at the moment. I'll put up a poll then, if that is the case. Alright, hold on. Okay, I'll just put up a poll for that. We're gonna confirm. Alright, cool. Alright. Should the track be? Alright, option 1. Fontana. Inside a Jenga tower. California. Alright, that's the fourth option then. Fontana, California. North Korea. My basement. Jenga tower in my bedroom. We'll just put my bedroom. We'll just mark down my bedroom. Now, it's not going to be very detailed. I'm not going to go like full extreme on the detail if it is somewhere in my house, but that's besides the point. Like, I'm not going to make a one-to-one iRacing laser scan model. It's going to be very basic, but there's the poll. The poll is up. Make your votes of where the all-star track should be. Our options are Fontana, California, North Korea, my basement, or my bedroom. Based on what the fans have said. Now, in the meantime, we need to agree on a length for the track. Okay? Now, I would suggest, not going insane with the length of the track. Now, I can make the map bigger, too, if we need to. But, we kind of need to decide, is it a short track, a super speedway, road course? Heck, is it a dirt track? We need to kind of, that's the next thing we need to figure out. And if we go to North Korea, I might have to get out that car. Oh, you're gonna be running it this weekend, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm gonna. If you're talking about the Communist Odd Parents car, that car's being ran this weekend because this is the April Fool's race, technically. Yeah, Chase was doing all right. He was running like 8th, and then he got a penalty for not being single file down pit road. So. All right, we got 1 vote for a super speedway. So that means at least 2 miles. Probably. Alright, hold on, I'm checking on the poll for where it should be, and it looks like my basement. We'll yeah, well, I was about to say we'll give it. Yep, all right, we're gonna end it there. Welcome to my talk about a home track. All right, well, welcome to my welcome to my basement, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have a fantastic race here. It's not gonna be the most detailed rendering of a basement ever, but it's gonna be something. So, all right, it will be named My Basement International Speedway, I guess. Yeah, I know. I was acting like a Formula 1 pit crew member. Like, every time he made a pass, I was just like, 21st! Yeah. Anyway. Alright. Next order of business, type of track. Do we have a super speedway? Do we have a road course? I already know Bloxy mentioned super speedway. What do you guys think? What are the rest of the people thinking? Now, we're going to be Hot Wheels, basically, since it is the basement, so it's going to be 2 miles to scale the car, and then I'm just going to scale up the basement, pretty much. So, imagine the cars as Hot Wheels. I do not actually have a 2-mile-long basement if we do have a super speedway down here, but yeah, actually, I can see the contractors moving in right now, so that's great, but yeah, do I need to put up a poll for the type of track, or do we just all agree on super speedway? Because there's a few things we need to agree on before I can actually start building, so. In the meantime, you get to admire all the cars that are lined up here, and a few that have schemes made. Oh, we need like a... So like well... Oh gosh. Okay, that'd be... if we're doing that, I'd have to have like my computer screen like facing away from me. So I'd be facing the back of my monitor. Okay, we agree on super speedway. Alright. So let me write this down in the official on the notes app for that. Alright, so we have My Basement Super Speedway. Alright, and then what is the length of this super speedway? 0 banking. Oh, gosh. Alright, the next order of business. What is do we make it a dirt track super speedway while we're at it? I mean, geez, what else are we gonna do? I mean, I guess the floor down here is already concrete, so we don't have to, because I have an unfinished basement, so already got concrete walls up, so we're ready to go in that standpoint. So, there's kind of 2 options we could do this. We could have this over by, like, my Hot Wheels in early 2000s. So, what we can do is we could put this over by, or, you know what, might be a good idea, since it's going to be a super speedway, we'll just have 2 ends of the track. So, on one end of the track, it's just going to be, like, a Hot Wheels and marble track down that way. If it's on this end, the end I'm normally at, you're going to have my computer set up and then my instruments. And then on one side, assuming it's like a rectangle or a standard oval. So it's going to be a 1/1000th of a mile super speedway dirt track. Alright, hold on. Let me put up a poll on if it's a dirt track, super speedway, or not. This is going to be the most wild track you've ever seen. Dirt super speedway in my basement. And now we're having a toddler argument. Yes, yeah, dirt. No, yeah, dirt. Dirt. No. Dirt. I'll rephrase that. Should super speedway in my basement be dirt? How did I probably pressed 2 buttons at once. Alright, let's see how the poll does. No dirt to the early lead. Oh dear gosh, we're going to have a dirt super speedway. This is going to be the most wild track you've ever seen. And dirt is running away with it. It's a super speedway. Like, it can't be that difficult. You're going to be going full speed anyway. Turns are going to be so, well, that's up to you guys to be fair, but the turns are going to be so long that you probably aren't even going to really want to slide anyway. Alright, so dirt super speedway in my basement. That is... Okay. Alright, next, the length. So, how long should the track be? I'll start getting dirt ready here. This is gonna be... We'll go that color, and then... That's dirt, right? Is that clay? That's neither. Where's dirt? I thought we had dirt. Or was it like just clay, maybe? Yeah, it was clay or something. Hold on. Wood, snow, sandstone, sand. I know there was a dirt or like something similar. Mud. Was it mud that I used? Maybe. I think it was mud. Hold on, I gotta go check another game, see what I use. We need a length. Just give me a length. Like, it's gotta be at least 2 miles now if it's a, or I guess 1.5, but it's gotta be at least 2 miles now if it's a super speedway. Or it's gotta have a nonsensical banking. Where's Trump? Alright, what material did I use here? Was it just mud? Okay, it was. Okay, never mind. So... It's mud. There we go. Alright, now we gotta decide on a color too here, so I'll get that ready. It's gotta be at least 2 miles to scale. Alright, so we got like that color, we can do like that color. I'm using this color on another track though, could do like that. That. You can have bright green dirt. I don't know why we, or you know what, we can just make it a Hot Wheels track too, if we want. Like, what kind of orange is this? Bring this down. Like 180. That made it worse. This goes down. I'm not a color. There we go. We got a Hot Wheels dirt track. Look at that. We got the Hot Wheels dirt track. All right. Oh, I gotta make. Wait, never mind. I gotta make. Well, this has to be concrete. So hold on. There's concrete. There's concrete, and then I gotta change the color of it to look like. Say like that. Darker like that. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. All right, there we go. All right, this is roughly the color of my basement floor. Do we want to go with the Hot Wheels looking dirt, or do we want to do something else here? Well, here, let me try, like, if I make it more of a... Okay, that did not work. Yeah, we'll just keep it at that. Alright, we'll go with the Hot Wheels dirt. We need a length for the track, though, so I can just do the math and base it off that. Alright, executive decision. We're using the Hot Wheels looking dirt. Alright. Seriously, we need... The next thing we need is a length of the track and a width, I guess. So, there's that, I suppose, but... The next main things is, like, length, the width, and, and then we also need a, what's it called? Width, length, oh, and a shape. So, like, is it, like, a standard oval? Is it a road course super speedway? Is it a tri-oval? That kind of thing. How's... Is that a good... Is that... Let's get to 95. Okay. Nope. Is that a good width? And then... If we can get a length of the track, that'd be incredible. Is there anything like... is that more accurate? Tri-oval? Alright. And then what's the length? Oh, definitely not that. It's not really it, but like, is it... Yeah, it's probably a little better. And then the walls are going to end up probably like that color. Yeah, it's definitely the wall. Alright. Track's going to be roughly this wide, so if I were to grab a me, and then I rotate a me, and then we do this, and swap sides, and 0. So it goes downhill at the start and then finish like... So it's Mount Pocono tri-oval, basically, is what we're suggesting here. Because we can add loops and stuff if we want. This is... Let's see. Two. 3. Roughly. There's a rough estimate. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 8.5, maybe 9. This is roughly 9 car widths wide, so... You guys think that's good, or do we need to up it? We're gonna need, like, drag racing cars to get the thing up the hill. Probably. Because we're gonna be going up. So, like, it's gonna have to be, like... If I get a wedge, and then we, like, scale that way, and scale that way, and scale that way, and whatever, and then we get, or good. All right. Can we get an official length so I have a number to target at what I need to hit, or are we just gonna be stuck at build and hope it's good? So assuming it's a wet, we also need banking, but I'm just gonna make this a starting point. So it'd be like that, and then just to give you an idea on what it would look like if we go uphill. We'd have to rotate this, nope, not that way. Rotate it like that. And we actually would have to rotate like that. Probably not. And then Talladega length. It's got to be like 2 miles. I can't just make something like... Okay, well, we're going with blocks these only because bananas is an inadequate length. So 2.66 miles is what we are looking at. And then, at least I think this is how we would do this, right? X squared. Oh. Go up. Oh, yeah, I forgot doing this. So we gotta go that way, and then that, and then that should do it. Yeah, that goes up for a little bit. I can go up for a tiny bit. Bristol. How much is 2 miles in inches? Oh gosh, so it's 12 inches in a foot. And then there's 5,280 feet in a mile. So 5280 times 2 is 10. And then divide that by 12, right? And then divide that. I don't know what I'm doing. There's a converter. Look it up. I got myself confused. Yeah, I can go uphill for a little bit. Most of it's going to have... Well, actually, I think... Hold on. Never mind. I think I know what I need to do. This needs to go up. Right? And then... Alright, so we have an argument if we want it to be a half a mile super speedway, meaning we're going to have a nonsensical amount of banking. Or we're going to have Talladega is basically what Bloxy is suggesting. I kind of want the Bristol banking because we're gonna need at least like 48 degrees of banking to make that work. But yeah, if I were to do this, then that still doesn't really help. I mean, it gets you up a little bit, but then I'd have to like, yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get the uphill part, but. Alright, here. So I'll put up another poll. Bristol length or Talladega race. So, like that should say. So, length of track. We have 0.533 miles or 2.66 miles. But with a lot of banking. Alright, so do we want the uphill part, or do we want the uphill and downhill part, or do we just want to keep it a normal oval and not have any nonsensical elevation? I think for the sake of time, we're just going to keep it no elevation. So, I mean, if you guys want a loop or something, I'll put a loop in, but, like, or a jump or something, but I'm not going to, or an intersection. I don't know why we'd put in an intersection at this track, but I'm not going to add any elevation. Unless it's a loop or a ramp or something, but that's it. Alright, let's take a look at the poll here. And we got a tie. We have a tie. This is Very interesting here. So I guess we'll do it next vote wins on that. So all right, I'll check in on that in a second. So here, let's give this a test so that way you guys have an idea of grip on the dirt, because I don't think you guys have seen dirt on here. Do you want an intersection, a loop, or a jump, or what? Like, I don't. How are we gonna get an intersection with half a mile of a track? Okay, if we're going Bristol, there can't be an intersection. That's just not gonna work. That'd be a figure 8 at that point. Here's an idea. This is a default setup, I think, and here's an idea of grip on here. So, yeah, there's that. I'm going to check in on the poll here. Still tie. So, next vote wins. Keep in mind, so if it's Bristol length, we can only add a loop or a jump. We've decided it's an oval. If it's 2.66 miles, we decided to try oval, so there can't be an intersection. So, no intersection. We're going to save that for the April Fool's Day track, possibly. Hint, hint. But, yeah, we're just waiting to figure out if it's going to be a Bristol length super speedway or if it's going to be a Talladega length super speedway. I kind of hope for a Bristol, just because the amount of banking you're going to need to hold that wide open is going to be absurd. So I keep checking and see. Still no votes. If it's still there at 5:05, I'm gonna make an executive decision. But if until we have until then to decide the tie. Okay. So I guess the next thing would be, since there's gonna be no intersection, do we want a jump or a loop? Now the loop could have some track flings come with it, just the way it's built. Because I only know how to make one type of loop, and I guess, actually, to be fair, the loop would kind of have an intersection, but I only know how to make one type of loop, and it's very easy to have track flings with that. Jumps, not so much, so the jump would probably be a little bit better. I'd have to add a big box around the landing area to make sure cars don't go flying. I don't know how I do that with things in my basement, but you know what? That's a story for another day. How long did I make this segment? Is this? Gosh. Alright, I guess let's do this. If it's going to be Talladega style track, then we'll just go 33 and the degrees of banking. If it's a Bristol length, then we're going to have to figure that out. Still tie. I guess we can. We'll put up some walls. Why not? Or, well, we can't because we're waiting on that. So. This track is about to be absolutely ridiculous. Well, real quick, I'm just going to do this because I've needed to do this for a while. I'm just going to see what cars we can get rid of. So, teams. How many Chevys? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 Chevys. Okay. Oh, my bad. 18 Chevys. Chevy. 18. Toyotas. 1, 2, 3. 3 Toyotas. Toyotas. 3. And then Fords. We have. I believe 1, 2, 3. Right? Because 5, 9, 13, 17, 21, so yeah, 3, 7. Okay, so no Chevys to spare, pretty much. Alright, time to, we need, alright, Bristol length. Oh boy, we are in trouble, aren't we? Okay, let me get out the calculator because I know what a mile is. So, 644 times 0.5. Oh boy, this is gonna be wild. A trial? Okay. I don't think we can do a trial with this length, if I'm gonna be completely honest. So we're gonna have to change that. Well, we might be able to. It's gonna be tough, but we can probably do it. I'll make it work. So we have a 0.533 mile tri-oval made of dirt. This is going to be absolutely insane. Okay, we only need 3 Toyotas, so probably get rid of a couple. Anyway, alright, how do I want to do this? What was... Well, I gotta go back to my notes. It's gonna be the same type of, like, tri-oval, like, ratio length and stuff as Raleigh. Obviously, it's not gonna be as big as Raleigh, because this thing's a third of the size of that. Okay, so 3686 divided by 9216. Okay, so 40%. So, oh dear gosh, what's our number? This is gonna be a wild facility. Decorations are gonna go crazy. Alright, well, welcome to the stage of doing this where I have to do a bunch of math. Okay, so 32 times 0.4. Oh dear. Okay. 1310 for the... We are in trouble. Okay. And then that means the straightaway is 327 minus 1310 1964, and then if we... Okay, what was the numbers on this? 48. Yeah, okay, so then 48% is the back stretch, so, oops. And then if I go here, 1964, 0.4, 942, roughly, so... Okay, so, believe it or not, this back straightaway length is actually kind of accurate to what I needed it to be. That's the length of your back straightaway. Alright. Now it's time for the next fun part. What color is the walls? What color do we make the walls is the next question. Sorry, I had that thing on still, don't I? So there's your back straightaway. Probably going to end up being bank red. Oh dear. Okay, so we're doomed. Let's get a. This back straightaway is definitely gonna 1000% is gonna end up being banked. Red or white. All right, let's see what it looks like. So there's concrete. Red. Oh dear. Alright, there's red. And here's white. Or at least I think it's white. Is that the right one? Yeah, it is. Or... which one's... huh? Alright, no, the other one. That's white. This is... and I'll go to red one more time. There's going to be no pit road. It's going to be like the LA Coliseum. It's just going to probably. Well, we'll see. But anyway, you're leaving right at the good part. We'll go white. Because that looks... yeah, I don't see no safer barrier down there. No kidding. Alright, there's going to be no grass, because this is basically a Hot Wheels track made of dirt, so... there's going to be no grass, so it's going to be a narrow one. Oh, we need an apron. I forgot about that. Okay. Paste. Narrow little line here. So... could probably... oh, it's a super speedway, so I need a double yellow line. My apologies. Yellow. No pit road? Possibly. We'll see. Render, and then render, and then this. Be that. Look at this, our beautiful dirt track in my basement. That's a super speedway. That's 0.533 miles. I'm going to be very curious to see how much banking we need to not slow down at all in a corner. I mean, this is going to be absolutely nonsensical banking right here. It's going to be amazing. No, get rid of the W. It's a super speedway. I mean, what? I mean, I can make it a different color. Like, do you want me to make it a different color? Like, it's going to be there no matter what. Yeah, I don't see a way this back straightaway doesn't end up being, like, fully end up banked, but we'll see. The Dale Jr. Roval quote. Best part was that was halfway a press conference the way he said it too. That was the best part. There we go. That's what we need. And then bring it to the top and then, you know what would have been smart of me? Forget it. If those tracks on. Dantron, well, you weren't here for it. I mentioned this before, but Bloxy is now in charge of the schemes, so talk to him. I don't have time to make the schemes and the tracks, so talk to Bloxy. Anyway, if you want a different color double yellow line, let me know. But our dirt track, Super Speedway, that's half a mile long, has a double yellow line. Now we need to figure out the length. Actually, I forgot. We have a standard apron length now. I forgot about that. 19. Fine, fair enough. I don't want to spend too much time on the apron. Forgot. I can just do this. Render. I think we. Oh, I forgot to do the custom color on it. That's why. Okay. No. Yes, our Hot Wheels Super Speedway dirt track half mile is going to be the best. This might be the best track you'll see on four wheels with four wheels racing. I mean, this is quite honestly just incredible. Oh, do we add a catch fence? do we add a catch fence? Is the next question. There's the length of your back street. Oh dear. Okay. Length of the turns. That's not 1310 divided by 2. Oh dear. 655 is our length per turn. So we're probably. What's the best way to do this here? By 20. Nope. No. 15. Definitely not. By 11. Oh dear. Okay. By 5? Trying to figure out. Alright, so yeah, first of all, do we need a catch fence? Second of all, I gotta figure out this turn length, so. Okay, our options are 5 and 131. Wow, okay. That's not good. What was 20? Okay, 32.75 is going to be... What was that sound I just made? Okay. Anyway. Like I said, it's going to be the best track on with four-wheel racing that you will ever see. I kind of gotta know soon. So, drivers, do we put in a catch fencing at this track, or do we just leave it as whatever the incarnation this is? Alright, so do we add a catch fence, and then do we change the color of the WL line? Or do we just keep it yellow? We do add catch fencing. Okay. Unrealistic, but we have standards. Got it. Okay. And then, I mean, what banking do you think we really need? And don't make it a cheese grater. It's automatically a cheese grater. I mean, what banking do you think we need? Like this? I mean, we're going to need some absurd banking. That's only 38 degrees. Oh, gosh. What? We better not need something like... Oh, dear. That's 50, so hopefully we don't need that. We'll start at whatever this is. What is this? 34. We'll start there. We'll start roughly at Talladega banking, and we will go from there. My main concern right now is... Well, here. Just to give you perspective real quick. We need... What? Oh, gosh. 20... Something like that. So I need a third. We need to be a third, and then... Okay, so... Nope. 6? Yeah, 6. And then... I think... Yeah, that looks about right. That's our turn right there. And then it'd be the same... over here. On our Hot Wheels Dirt Super Speedway, that's half a mile long, and in my basement. That's quite the combination to say out loud right there, but... There, and then... And then the tri-oval is the... we probably need more of a turn than that, but... Oh, hold on, because that's... We also need to decide on the banking for the tri-oval. We'll just go 18, because I think, yeah, that's standard, so we'll go 18 in the tri-oval. So if I go to... That's 1310 minus... Or plus 942... 2252, so... That was a 22. Oh, that's not enough at all. Okay. Let me just see really quick, because I think this track is going to end up being a little bit bigger than Bristol length, unfortunately. What in the... Maybe not. Because, I mean, if we have the corner, but, I mean, well... This would be... We have 1,022 left. We need probably 800... It's divisible by 32 and a half. $360, oh dear. Okay, 184, oh no. Yeah, no, that's just not gonna work. Just going to add a little bit more turn to probably, yeah. We're just gonna need to rotate more on these corners. The non-standard oval is difficult, so that's what we are currently, that's the main challenge we are facing right here. Then I will work on the banking transition on this, and then once I figure out the turn, and then we'll go from there. Oh, here. How long have I been streaming? Alright. Alright, I'll stream to like 5:45, and then we'll... Oh, nope, don't do it that way. Then we'll just go from there. And I'll build the rest. Nope. Okay, there. That should do it. Now it is dirt, so it is easier to slide the car. Well, mud, I guess, technically, but I'm still concerned that we're going to need just nonsensical amount of banking for a half-mile track. If it was like a 2-mile track, I wouldn't be concerned, but since it's like a half-mile track, that's the main concern. Okay, that's more doable. Alright, so it's gonna be kind of bumpy, but in the corners, but you know what, that's fine. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Okay, so then next step is to do this. So it might not be exactly Bristol length, but it's gonna be roughly Bristol length. And then I'll add decorations and the wall in a little bit, because this is in my basement, so there are walls. It's not just dirt. And then we're gonna have to import some catch fencing from Raleigh Raceway. So let's do that real quick. No, my floor just moved. That's not good. Yeah, I can see the ants building this thing already, so that's you know, that's good. Maybe, I don't know, probably not, but we'll get there when we get there. Also, 10 million% chance somebody gets stuck. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. It's just gonna be easier to do this way on this one. Copy paste. Oh, no, they're not paste. Okay. I'll let catch fencing do the straightaway in a little bit. Do that later, and then that. Copy paste. Oh, I did. Oh, I pasted it too. Alright, so Wednesday we'll probably have 2 track openings. Hopefully I'll have Seattle done, and then hopefully this is done. But yeah, see, then it's quite simple because we do this, and we swap the sides, and what was it, 7? And we do a 20, and... Okay, don't hit the inside wall, because obviously it's kind of... not the smoothest thing ever, but you know what, it's fine. Alright, and then... I'll go... probably like... here. 2, 3, 4, 5... 6... 7... a group... I highly doubt this is going to work in terms of banking being what we need, but we'll find out. Okay, so then we'll launch Archimedes, because this was 34, so... that, and then... how many do we have? Because we can't use that, so... 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 9. Okay, so this is 25. This is 16. This is 7, and then we'll just go with like a 2, just to make sure. Okay, and then nope, not that. Yeah, like I said, back straightaway definitely gonna end up being banked. Or, we could probably live without that last one. I can just cut it, so... there's that, and then... what we need to do, close that, select, 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 select. You gotta copy that first, then you select, 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 select. Go here, and there's that. Alright, here we go. First test. Is this enough? Is this sufficient banking? I'm not going for it. I guess. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna say this is not enough banking, but we'll see. I didn't acre anything. That I might need to do that. Okay, now that we actually have a functioning game or track, let's try this. You can hold it wide open. Here's my question. Can we not lose speed? Because we're definitely going to lose speed in the corner. There's no way around that. Even if I make it just, like, absolutely absurd banking, but... Should I try to go, like, higher or lower, or do we take this? Because, I mean, this works. You hold it wide open. No grandstands here, unfortunately. Well, there is. It's just going to be me. One person's show right here, but... Do we try to go, like, a higher or lower banking, or higher banking, and hope that, like, it actually, like, keeps the car wide open? I don't think that's possible without just having a wall, pretty much, and have, like, 9 trillion degrees of banking, but... I mean, it works. You can hold it wide open. And it's only 34 degrees banking. I thought we'd have way more, but at least I think it's 34. Yeah, it's got to be 34. Maybe 35, but... Oh, that's not 48. Okay, good. Let's say. Yeah, 34 degrees of banking, so steeper than Talladega. Roughly Bristol length, and I'll finish it out from here. Every race must have... Well, yeah, I know. I'll continue working on this at some point. I'm just testing to see if the banking is good enough to where you can just hold it wide open. And it is, so... Oh, would you look at that? They're building the track right now. So, yeah, we'll, give it one more... My car! What did they do with my car? Anyway. Alright, sweet. So then we'll do 18 degrees of banking in the tri-oval. What I'll probably do is I'll have the straightaways banked to 18 degrees as well. That's probably... Well, we'll slide down. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I'll fix the little space there. Yeah, I mean, you can hold it wide open. You stay above 150 the whole time. So, I'm going to say that's good. Because any steeper banking with a track as wide like this, not going to go good. So, yeah, we'll call that a day. Alright, well, I'll work on this. All-Star Race isn't going to be until, like, June. I just wanted to get an idea on this in case it was going to be something, just the most insane track you've ever heard of. To be quite honest, it is, but it's not as bad as I thought we were going to make it, so that's why I wanted to give myself time, but this probably isn't going to be until June or July still, so yeah, I'll keep this track in my back pocket, work on it when I want, and, yeah, this is going to be the All-Star track, so, we'll see when this comes out, but yeah, that's going to be for the stream, guys. If you want to see more, leave a like, subscribe to all that stuff. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.